Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of my podcast. Today's podcast is entitled In the Face of It All. And as usual, I'll begin this podcast with a quote. Success isn't always about greatness, it's about consistency. Consistent hard work leads to success. Greatness will come. And that's a quote by Dwayne Johnson, aka The Rock. Consistency, conformity in the application of something, typically that which is necessary for the sake of logic, accuracy, or fairness. Persistence, firm or abstinent continuance in a course of action in spite of difficulty or opposition. This is the way we win. When I think over my life, or when I look at successful people's lives, not that I'm not successful, but when I look at people who have lives who have obtained a level of success that I want to achieve and the way I want to go about achieving it, I see these two characteristics. I see a lot of characteristics, a lot of things that they've developed to get to where they've gotten, but I don't think there's anybody that's achieved any level of success that hasn't had to sharpen these two characteristics. Yes, there's discipline and a whole bunch of other things, but these two are consistent. I feel discipline is consistent as well, and it could have easily been thrown in with these two, but I just wanted to focus on these two today during the podcast. Now more than ever, I've been paying attention to the smaller things in efforts to develop these characteristics. I have spiritual goals, educational goals, health, wellness, and fitness goals, mental health goals. I have a ton of different goals. I have one big goal, which is self-improvement, become better than I was yesterday, become a more enlightened individual, become a well-read individual. Like, I have a lot of goals, but I have one major goal. I'm sorry, that's my major goal is self-improvement. And then within self-improvement, I have a lot of major goals, which is the health and wellness, the mental health, the spiritual health, the education aspect of it, and everything like that. So I've been downloading apps on my phone. I got one app that I use for fasting. It's a fasting tracker. I got another one that counts calories for me. It's a caloric, deficit counter. I set up my profile, and I've seen how many calories I need to eat a day, and I try my best to track them with as much accuracy as I possibly can. I have reading apps. I have other apps that hold me accountable, that track my habits, like how many times I log that I commit to my morning routine. I have a bunch of different apps, and these apps just help to keep me on track, and they also help me to take a look back over the past whatever months, the past year, and see how many times I've consistently completed my goals, or tracked my habits, the positive habits that I'm trying to reinforce, I'm trying to build. I've also started using accountability partners, telling people, this is what I'm going to do, and they hold me accountable for my words. Like, if I'm going to wake up this early, or I'm going to work out this way or that way, or meet them at the gym or whatever, I have accountability partners. I've been making posts on social media as another form of accountability. I'm a part of a workout group on Facebook, and I post in that workout group. I try to post daily because I feel like that holds me accountable. And I've seen people that are part of that workout group in the gym, and they've made comments about my posts, so I know that people are watching, and the fact that people are watching me lets me know that my posts aren't going up in vain. So that holds me accountable. People are actually watching what I do. And again, counting calories and my macros and stuff like that, that's part of my weight loss goal or my weight maintenance goal. And we can all benefit from one of these goals, if not all of them. These are my goals. These are what I've decided, I want to focus down on, which will help my self-improvement overall. And, it's a battle, because, every day won't be perfect. Every day you're not going to feel like doing stuff. You gotta be willing to do stuff despite how you feel, your motivation level, You know, what you got going on, how jam-packed your day is, you know, how much sleep you didn't get because you had to go to sleep late last night. Like you still got to do all of this stuff, because the real self-improvement, I feel, happens when we practice discipline and we practice consistency and we're persistent. And even if we don't feel like doing certain things, we do them anyways despite how we feel, then I feel, you know, that's where we really create ourselves, and that's where we really create, you know, those habits and reinforce those habits that'll help us to change and become the person we need to be or want to be over time. So my typical day, what does my typical day look like? My consistent morning, what I try to do every morning. So my typical day, what I want my day to start off like is, I want to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, work out, meditate, journal, go over my affirmations, and read at least one chapter of a book. Again, this is a morning routine I made up. This doesn't have to be your morning routine. I know that you have a different life, different situation, different hours referring to your job and stuff like that. So this is what I've tailored my life around. And I feel that when I accomplish all these tasks, then I start my day off well. The reason I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning is because if I wake up any later, something may happen where I won't get all of this stuff done, but I try to beat my daughters up. So not beat them up physically. I mean, I try to beat my daughters getting up. That's a better way to word it. I try to beat my daughters getting up, because once they get up, it's their show. And then my attention is diverted. I can't do this. I can't do that. So I got to be up before my daughters, because if I'm not, I won't get all of this stuff done. Also, if I wake up at 5, that gives me plenty of opportunity to get all the things I need to get done. And if I spend more time doing it, then it's okay, because I've allotted that time for execution of all these other tasks. Like most of the time I work out with my sandbag, my kettlebells, or anything like the small equipment I have at home, or I take a trip to the gym. But sometimes I do runs, and my runs could last like 30-45 minutes. So if I wake up just in time enough to like go to work, or maybe like 8 o'clock, I won't be able to do all of this stuff, because if my run is 45 minutes alone, by the time I get done with my run and I come back home, then I'm going to have to get ready for work, and I won't be able to meditate. I won't be able to journal. I won't be able to do any of that stuff. And when I don't do one of the things on this list, it kind of throws me off whack. You know, I can't explain it, but you know, when I consistently do this for a while and then I don't do any of the things on the list, or don't do some of the things on the list, it throws me off whack. It throws me off balance. You know, because everything on this list helps me out in some way. Some way, somehow, it helps center me. It helps to ground me. It helps me to start my day off on the right foot. So my goal is to accomplish these tasks every morning. That's the goal. And for the most part, dedication to consistency gives me the motivation I need to get after it, to get up, to get after it, to get motivated, to go, to do what I need to do. I know that this process, I know that these things that I've decided are my morning routine, that if I get up and do them on a consistent basis over time, not immediately, but indefinitely over time, it's going to help me to become the person that I want to be, that I need to be in order to get to where I want to go. So I don't want to miss these days, but there are days where I have to lean more towards persistence instead of consistency. You know, consistency is, just like we went over the definition, is doing things, you know, over and over and over again, you know, in a regimented or structured way, in order to get like results that are, you know, cookie cutter. Like every morning, mornings just start like this, like bam, 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 like flicking dominoes. So I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, that's flicking the first domino. Then I work out, that's flicking the second domino, meditate, third domino. And then it kind of rolls into my day. and then my day starts to get ready for work. I go to work. I got a process I do when I go to work and get everything I need to get ready, and then I start my day. So it's just one domino after the other. If when I start my mornings like this, typically when I am running behind, I might oversleep because of I stayed up later the night before, or my daughter, on the off chance my daughters beat me up and they wake up earlier than I do. It throws that off, and then my day seems to be thrown off. Like I'm always running behind, or I'm a little bit off balance, or my thoughts are scattered. So when I know this happens, I know that this is going to happen if I don't practice my morning routine, if I don't do these things every morning. So when my consistency wavers, like I might miss a day, or get up later than I want to, then my persistence has to kick in. And my persistence is, despite my morning being thrown off, or me not, things not going perfectly the way that I want them to go, I'm going to still try to get these things done regardless. So I have like an abbreviated form where I'll try to get some of these things done. And if I'm not able to get them all done, then it's the first thing that I do when I get home and I'm done with work. So I still try to get it, even though it is my morning routine. Most of the time when things don't get accomplished, the two things that don't get accomplished are reading and working out. Most of the time I nail everything else, but reading and working out are the two things that often suffer. So I try to knock out the meditation, the journaling, and all that other stuff. But the reading and the working out, sometimes they're the most time consuming. So that's why if I'm running late, they're usually the things that suffer. But what I'll do is, if I don't work out before I go to work, I'll work out after, and then I'll read before I go to bed. Usually I try to do that anyways, read 2 times a day. But if I can't get it in the morning, I definitely do it at night. So if it's just trying to build that muscle memory, trying to build that habit of, hey, I need to read every day and I need to work out every day. I gotta work my muscles and I gotta work my mind. Keep my body alive, keep my body well, keep my body always ready. I said all that to say this. With everything that has been going on in my life, currently both are being tested. Some days I win the battle and some days I don't. Here lately, I don't know what's been going on, but I haven't been sleeping well. I've had, I can go into a gambit of excuses, and that's what they are. I'm not going to try to candy coat it and act like they're anything but that. They're excuses, and I'm willing and able to admit that. Everybody has excuses. I didn't sleep well. The kids got up early. My boss, they feel like other people have dominion or control over their life. Like my boss, because my boss made this decision or did this, that's the reason why this happened, or whatever. It's a host of excuses. Everybody has excuses. And because of my excuses, I am human. I have faltered on some of the commitments or the consistency to my process. But I always get back on track. I might miss a day, I might miss 2, which is the bar I set for myself. I can't miss no more than 2 days. 2 days in a week, a 7-day time span. So regardless of the fact that I get off track and that I might sidestep or I might miss something for a certain amount of time, that 2-day window, I'm committed to the process of self-improvement. So each and every day is a new day. I don't get weighed down or distraught or upset about missing something, because I know that tomorrow I'm going to nail it. And we can carry that through the rest of our lives, and other aspects of our life. We might not hit the target always, but tomorrow's a new day. You might not have gotten up at 5 today. You might not have accomplished all that you needed to accomplish. You might just have gotten up in time enough to go to work, but it's okay. It's okay. just get back on track. Whether that means later on in the day, whether that means just sidestep, calm yourself down, get back on track in your car, do whatever you got to do to get back on track. You know, live for the moment, because tomorrow is not promised. So if you got to find a way to listen to audiobooks in your car while you go to work to accomplish your reading for the day, at least you're getting, you know, the information, and you're feeding your mind and feeding your spirit. So you're accomplishing a goal. You're just using non-traditional means instead of, you know, actually holding a book. You're listening to it, but it's better than just listening to music that really doesn't, you know, match your life or the goals that you're trying to accomplish. So you're still feeding your soul, so you accomplish the goal overall, which is to help you become a better person day by day. A commitment to the process requires goals, both long-term and short-term, to a target to aim at. So what I tell people, or what I've researched and what I've heard in school a lot and what I was taught, were SMART goals. We need to make SMART goals. And within those SMART goals are basically a strategic way to be able to reach a bigger goal. They're like time sensitive. They're specific. Let me see if I can go over the SMART, because it's an acronym, SMART. So a specific, blah, 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 specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time sensitive. That's what SMART goals are. So when you make a goal, it should have those 5 components in them. And my journal reading and meditation and working out and waking up at 5, all of that stuff is based around my SMART goals. You know, why do I do all of that stuff? Because I have goals that are attached to those things, and if I execute my morning routine daily, then it's helping me to execute my SMART goals, which I have set totally aside. We could do a podcast on. I think I've already done a podcast on that. So go ahead, look back, talk some more about SMART goals and goal setting and how important it is. And it is important, because if you just like wander through life without anything to aim at or a target in mind, you kind of just go wherever. You don't have a direction. You kind of walk like an intoxicated person, just from side to side, like whichever way life pushes you. If good things happen, then you go with the flow. If bad things happen, then you kind of suck down into that valley and you deal with it the way you deal with it. But when you have a goal in mind, when you have an aim, you know, you don't let good things or bad things get to you, because you understand, you know, that's part of life. That's part of the journey. It's the flip side of the coin, and you just deal with it as it comes. So and you just keep moving closer and closer to your goal, because you know at the end of the day, you want to get closer to that goal, be better in every way. My goal, my ultimate goal, is to be better than I was yesterday, be better than I was 5 years ago, be better than I was 10 years ago, you know, in a whole different mindset, a whole different mental space, just be a better person than I was yesterday. It's never too late to get back on track. Life will happen. It's okay to take breaks, but it's never okay to quit. Some people do get burnt out. Some people do get tired. Some people do get frustrated. Some people do get sore. All people get sore, you know. Well, all people feel these symptoms or these effects at some point in time when you're going through life, and when you're actually out there living life instead of letting life live you. You know, you're gonna experience these things. It's okay to take a break. Just don't quit. Like when I'm running, you know, I'm just now getting back into running, so running 1 mile isn't that bad. But when I'm running 2 miles, it starts getting worse. Then when I go up into 3 and 4, it gets worse and worse and worse. So I'm working on building my cardio. And at times, you know, I don't always, I'll be honest, you know, I'm not a superhero, I'm not a superstar. I'll be honest, when I'm running my, you know, miles for cardio, whatever I decide they'll be at the onset of the workout, you know, sometimes I'll get just tired and my form will go just to crap. You know, it'll be a horrible form. My pace will be off, my stride will be off, my breathing won't be the way I want it to be. So I'll walk a little bit. I walk, get my breath, get everything, give my legs a little bit of a rest. And then I always set a distance. So I'll walk from like this driveway to that driveway, or this light to that light pole. And once I get my legs back under me, once I get, my breath, my mindset, I'm all together, then I'll start running again. When I get tired, I don't quit. I don't say, oh, I've run 2 miles, I could just walk back home. Or no, I keep pushing, because I know that even if I'm not running, I'm walking, and that's still helping me to build that cardio. And at the end of the day, I gotta go back home. So if I run 2 miles out, I gotta run 2 miles back. So it's just about developing the mentality that, I'm not gonna quit regardless until I get to my goal, till I obtain what I've been trying to get. Test will happen in life, and you will fail. Failure is a part of success. That is the flip side of the coin. Don't beat yourself up. I use physical fitness or health goals because it's the easiest thing to relate to. Because, that's one of the things I feel that a lot of people go through. But when I'm running, I don't always make my times. Like, I don't make my pace times. And overall, I might not make my goal for that distance. I don't beat myself up because I know it's a process. I have a goal in my mind, and every day that I run or every day that I work out, I'm getting my body structured and built to be able to obtain that goal. So if I don't reach my goal immediately, I know that if I just stay consistent in the process and be persistent when I don't feel like it and when the odds are against me, then I will achieve my goal ultimately. It's just going to take time. And patience isn't really my best characteristic or my strongest characteristic, but again, I'm working on it. It's about self-improvement, and through consistency and through persistence, through discipline, you build those characteristics out of week within yourself. Those characteristics that you desire to be stronger, and what's on the forefront of your person when people think about you, and when people speak about you, and when you think and talk to yourself. Like, you want to see yourself as a strong person. You want to see yourself as a capable person, someone who doesn't quit. It all starts in the mind, and then we exercise it through our day, through our life. We practice it by the habits we reinforce and by the things we don't reinforce. And this helps us to become a better person. This helps us to self-improve every minute of every day in every way. Don't look at others and compare. It's you against yourself. And my goal is to be better than I was yesterday. I do not compare myself to others, because there will always be somebody stronger. There will always be somebody faster. But my goal is to be the strongest, the fastest that I can be the best person that I can be for my journey, and to successfully accomplish the things that I have set for my life, that I have planned for my own life. Not what anybody else is planning for my own life, but what I have planned for my own life. So I try not to look to the left or to the right. I try to look straight ahead, not get distracted, and do what I got to do. Because there are people that are doing better than me, and there are people that are doing worse than me. And I'm not trying to compare myself to the people doing better than me. And I'm not trying to compare myself to the people that are doing worse than me, because their standards, what they're going for, their goals, their mission, their purpose, it may be different. Their bodies will be different. There's a lot of different factors and goals. But at the end of the day, the competition is you against yourself. And if you try to beat yourself every day and be better than the person you were yesterday, you're going to constantly move towards your goal at whatever pace that is. You may be the tortoise, you may be the hare, but at the end of the day, the tortoise won the race through cunning, through intelligence. So I'm trying to practice being smarter and not doing it the harder way. Because up until this point, or maybe 5 years ago, I have been doing it the harder way, trying to muscle my way through it and stuff like that. And it is not the way to go. There is an easier way. There's a smarter way to attack life. It's not over until you say it's over. It's very difficult to beat someone who won't quit, who won't give up. This is your race. Life is your race. This life is about you. You are the center of your own world. You know, everything that happens in your life is because of a decision that you made. You know, is the exception that, you know, some things happen in life that you can't control. This is very true. But again, even though those things happen to you that you can't control, you have the ability to make the next decision, which controls what happens after that. So ultimately, you are in control of your life. You are in control of the things that happen to you, and you are in control of the path that you take. If you set goals, you give yourself something to aim at. You give yourself a target to aim at. And then by setting that major goal, you set smart goals underneath that in whatever realm you feel that you want to improve, financially, health and fitness, education wise, spiritually, whatever you want to set your smart goals for. I have smart goals in all of those. I'm sorry, I lost words on this one, but I have smart goals for all of those categories. There we go. I have smart goals for all of those categories and a few more. And I try to accomplish them or do something on a daily basis that puts a check in each column. And then by doing this, my hope, my aim is to become a better person in every way, every day. So I want to look totally different than I looked a couple years ago. You know, not saying that I was a bad person in the past, and there are definitely some characteristics that I had when I was younger that I would like to push to this present day me, but there's also a lot of things that I don't want to push and don't want to continue and want to leave in the past. And you know, life is cyclical. You know, you're gonna keep going through tests until you pass them, and even when you pass them, the level of difficulty is just going to increase. There's always going to be a test. There's never going to be a point that you just get to, I don't know, a level where you just don't experience tests or hardships or anything like that. It's going to happen. It's just the way that life is. So knowing this, you know, just get ready for a fight. You know, get in the right headspace, the right mental space to be ready for whatever comes, to be ready and willing to accept it and to face it with grace and persistence and consistency, and know that, you know, through hard work, dedication, discipline, you're gonna get through this, and you're gonna get to the other side, and then one day you're gonna achieve your goals, because through consistency and being persistent is how we achieve our goals.